After paying £360 for hair extensions and a cut and blow dry, Janice Koo was unhappy with the result and complained on the salon's Facebook page. What happened next left her lost for words as the hairdresser, Drew Carlton, replied with a torrent of abuse. Writing on the web page, the crimper called her a whinging old bag and a prize cunt, and added, "Kindly fuck off." The hair-raising drama began when Mrs. Koo, 57, visited the Future Lengths salon in Swindon, Wiltshire, in March. She said Mr. Carlton's styling left her looking like she had just got out of bed, but claims that when she asked him to put some curlers in to give it more body, he flew into a rage, swore at her and ordered her out of the shop. After she complained on Facebook, Mr. Carlton went online to hit back. He wrote, "Too busy and too fabulous to deal with your neurotic projections, Mrs. Maybe you should see a shrink for your histrionic personality disorder. You want to engage me? I will sue for slander. You are a whinging old bag, end of." Minutes later he added, "Janice Koo, kindly fuck off. Your custom is not needed. First unhappy client in 25 years. You lady, are a prize cunt. My customers / clients are always happy, never a bad one until you. Histrionic personality disorder, you old insecure witch. Go see your psych manager. Slag." His bizarre tirade, all posted on the public part of his company's page, saw his star rating plummet, apparently prompting more abuse towards Janice. He continued to taunt her in a series of now deleted messages, including one asking the mother of two, "You want a piece of me?" Another said, "April all booked up," and added, "Try again, slag, will ensure that you end up with fuck all." The salon in Swindon. Mrs. Koo, who has now reported the abuse to police, spent £360 on her extensions, which she say made her look like she had just got out of bed. Mrs. Koo has reported the abusive to the police and his business page has disappeared from the social networking website. Mr. Carlton has since apologized, saying that although Mrs. Koo was a difficult customer, his reaction was completely wrong. The bitter battle began after Mrs. Koo visited the salon in Swindon for extensions to boost the volume in her hair as well as a cut and blow dry on March the 21st. Mrs. Koo has now been offered an apology and full refund from the salon owner. She was happy with the additions to her hair but complained his styling made the top of her hair look flat, and asked him to use curlers to improve the look. In her online review she said, "The top and fringe looked atrocious and I was dumbfounded that he would let any customer leave his salon with hair in such a state. He managed to do the complicated part of the treatment well, but his frustration at his own ineptitude with the much simpler task seemed to be more than he could bear. He completely lost control and an aggressive and threatening part of his personality shot to the surface. He told me that he was fed up with your whinging, which was peculiar since I was only politely asking a totally reasonable request to someone I believed to be a skilled stylist." He then proceeded to enter a self-induced frenzy in which he started ranting and swearing at me, pacing up and down like a caged wild animal. Mrs. Koo, who does not wish to reveal her line of work for fear of her professional online profile being targeted by the salon, added, "I was left upset and traumatized after an onslaught which amounted to an aggressive tirade of obscene verbal abuse. All I did was ask for more body in my hair. Drew not only swore at me but also shouted at me to get out." Salon owner Mr. Carlton, who has decided to no longer use social media for his business, said Janice had been a difficult customer but his reaction was wrong. He said, Her attitude was completely unacceptable. She did nothing but complain. I felt like there was nothing I could do to make this person happy. My reaction was completely wrong, but she was accusing me of being very inept. I have been doing what I do for 25 years, and I have never had a crossword with a client before now. What really upset me was that she accused me of being unprofessional. I will be the first person to say my reaction was out of order, but I wanted to protect my business. I realize now that probably did more harm. In those situations it is fight or flight mode, but the problem is once you have done it you can't take it back. I would be more than happy to apologize to her and refund her money. A spokeswoman for Wiltshire Police said that the incident had been reported to them and been logged as antisocial behaviour. She said, "Officers have spoken to the lady and will be speaking to Mr. Carlton in due course."